Hello, today I'll be talking about the history between Victoria and Suma and how we became friends and what did we do as friends and all the different things we did. This is a timeline. So this is obviously for Victoria and this is for me, Suma. So it all started when when Sahana used to invite Victoria for different events and also me for different events. And I remember one of the first events where I talked to Victoria was when she invited all of us for a picnic on the top of the parking garage. And one of our first conversations was about K-dramas and like I told her I've watched It's Okay Not to Be Okay. And I haven't really watched anything else by then. And I was in the middle of Tale of the Nine Tails during that time. And then she suggested to watch The Goblin and also Descendants of the Sun. And I watched some of the lists that she gave me, but I think we officially became friends when one day Sahana invited us for a movie night and we came and we were talking, having snacks, and then suddenly Victoria's friend Ira called and she was not feeling well and she had a breakup and Victoria was like, it's okay. And then she called her and then Sahana invited her over to have snacks in the movie with us and we watched Dune at her apartment. And while watching Dune, it was like an unplanned sleepover and everybody fell asleep. And I decided to stay awake to watch Zendaya. And she came legitimately like the last 5 minutes of the movie. So I technically watched the entire movie while everybody fell asleep. But then the next day morning, we woke up and we decided to go out for breakfast and we went to the Cup of Love Cafe. And at the Cup of Love Cafe, I remembered Victoria, Ira, and Sahana, they were planning to go to the pumpkin patch. I think it was in St. Cloud, I don't remember, but they were planning it. And I had no idea that I was part of this plan because I didn't really say much in this conversation, truthfully. And I didn't think I was invited to this. But funny enough, like a week later, Victoria calls me and she's like, are you ready? And I was like, ready. She's like, for the pumpkin patch. She's like, I'm in front of the verge. She's like, hurry up. I have other things to do. And she's like, I don't. And then I remembered, I was like, I got ready really quick. Like, I had the same shirt on, but I changed my pants and I sprayed a bunch of perfume and came running downstairs. And funny enough, Victoria was there waiting for me. Um, and then luckily we went to Sahana's place and she took even longer than me. So I got off the leash with that. But we went to the pumpkin patch. We had lots of fun. I met some of her Russian friends. I have never met any of them again, but yeah. And then we went to the Shanlu Garden Chinese restaurant for dinner, which is also pretty cool. And I think that was like the first, I do not regret Victoria calling me and telling me to get ready. And I do not regret getting ready in like 5 minutes. But I truly did not know that I was invited for this, which is why I was kind of sort of late. But yeah, then we met again at Fatima's Friendsgiving. I didn't know I was gonna see um Victoria there. And I was happy that I did, to be honest. And I remember Victoria got all excited to see me. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, Victoria loves me. But I only found out that later that Victoria was all excited to see me was because she was drunk and drunk Victoria gets excited for everything. So yeah, but the best part of that day was we had a gingerbread gingerbread house competition, and Lindsay was the judge, and she said whoever got the and she got to decide who had the best or the winning gingerbread house. And I remember Victoria took this very seriously and she went around and she collected decorations and made a whole tree. And on the top floor, it was like an orphanage. And on the bottom floor, it was like a bar slash pub. And the bar slash pub would take that money and help the orphanage on the top floor. That was our backstory for our gingerbread house. And I remembered we officially won when Sabina decided to bribe Lindsay with vodka and or no, not vodka, tequila. And she promised that if we won, she would get her a bottle and Sahana's birthday. So I have to say we did win, which was impressive. And then we met again on Zahana's birthday. And this time I knew I was going to see Victoria, and I did. And we decided, and I remember they lit fireworks on the top of Zahana's apartment parking garage, and they got in trouble. And I also remembered Victoria being really excited to see me again. But in true reality, she was drunk again. But it's okay. I thought we were best friends, but we weren't yet. Then we planned other things together. I remembered we went to Zenva and we had kava and the Zenva kava bar, and I had kava for the first time, and Victoria drove us. Another time, we planned Zahana's birthday, surprise birthday. Alex messed it up, typical. But yeah, and we went and got boba, and then we went to an open mic bar and open mic bar, yeah, kava bar. And then we also started to do a lot more studying sessions together at the HEC building. And I remembered one of our last study sessions, we went to have dinner and we went to have dinner in Spice India, and we were having and what else did we do that day? Oh, and then we went to Kava Culture afterwards with Fatima and Miles and Selena. And then before I graduated, I remember it was my last final, and Victoria still had a final like 2 days later, but she still came, and she came over and we had pizza at my place and we watched Shang-Chi, which was also pretty fun. So yeah. And then when for my graduation pictures, I I just wanted one picture, which was in front of the HEC building. And I didn't really know anybody that would do it for me. So I went to Sahana and I was like, I need this picture. And Sahana was like, I can't. I was like, okay, fine. And she was like, just ask Victoria. And I was like, I don't know if we're that close. Cause I told Sahana that like I think me and Victoria are close. But then later on I realized me and Victoria, she's not that excited to see me. And then Sahana was like, okay, fine. But she's like, so Victoria would be great. And but I still did because I was kind of desperate. And Victoria, after her exam, she was like, I told her, let's go to the HEC building. She's like, we're not going to the HEC building. We're going to go all around campus and take all these pictures. And we did. She made me this like perfect reel. And I remember the last shot in that reel was a raccoon, but I missed it. And I can never find that file. I remember showing that to my mom, but I can't find it. And I'm still searching for it. But I remember that she made that video and she took a bunch of pictures from all around campus. She also bought me boba that day because I graduated. And I remembered that I promised her that I will go around campus, get her boba, get her lunch for when she graduates, which she's graduating soon in a couple months. So, and then we got really busy with like school and stuff, and I don't know, we didn't really meet up as much, but we met up again a couple times at Sahana's place, and we met officially again on not Sahana's birthday, but on your birthday, Victoria's birthday. And I remember me and Sahana, we planned this, and like I invited Fatima and Miles over to my apartment so that we can do this entire um scrapbook for you and everything. And afterwards we so you came over and we surprised you. We had cake, and Sahana created this unexpected expectation that I would be creating a letter for you. And I was like, damn it, now I really have to create this letter. It has to be good because Sahana built it up that it would be excellent. And I really did not know how to make it excellent. So this is the letter that I feel like this is the best I've ever done. This is the letter I wrote for you, ish. And yeah, then we decided to surprise Sahana. And this also got me a little scared to write this letter because I remember we went to Walmart and we got this box. We got all the paints and the markers and the stickers and stuff. And we got like a letter and we got like a bunch of thingies that Sahana would like to create this box for Sahana before she went to Atlanta. And I remembered after decorating this box, and in the meantime, while decorating this box, Sahana called me, and then you and then me. She's like, "There's this party, you want to come?" And I was like, "I can't. I have homework." And then Victoria was like, "You, she also called you." And then you're like, "I can't. I have other things." And then we were making excuses. And then I remembered we waited until like 2 a.m. to surprise Anna. But this, I remembered also, you spent all this time decorating, painting the box while I went out with my friends to have ice cream. And I came back and you're like, you made a masterpiece. And all I did was write Nubustanta Nebudanda. So that's all I did. That's all I contributed to this beautiful box. And I guess I wrote the genius, the gorgeous, the whatever, but we really need to cut off Alex's head. And I remember we enjoyed, you had a lot of fun cutting out like Harrison and how, and like we made a plan in case we can cut off Alex and whatnot. But yeah, but we did surprise her at 2 a.m. And when we did surprise her at 2 a.m., that's when we didn't meet Krista before, but this was the first time I feel like it was just the four of us, like me, you, Sana, and Krista, which will be a group that like stays intact for over a year. So, and then about a month later, it was the four of us again, and I think we decided to drink, and Sahana came over just for a weekend, and Bryn came over, and Fatima came over for when I would have my first drink because Sahana wouldn't be there. And even Sahana had her first drink that day. And I guess I felt all right. It wasn't that bad, thank God for you. But after Bryn and Fatima left, we decided to make a list of categories of men. And this is the paper of the list of categories of men that we've created. And I have to say that's the most productive thing we did as a group of four. And I hope that we'll make an updated version of it now that we're more mature and more experienced. Then you met me again. Then we did something for my birthday. And I remembered you took me to the World of Beer, and there was like an Alzheimer's fundraiser going on that Fatima organized, and you took me to that. And afterwards, we went to the Korean karaoke place and drank soju together, and that's when we met. Like the other people Sahana used to talk about, like White Harrison and Adrian, and then we met like other people like Russell and Valentina. And then after that, we had many study sessions. I remember you texted randomly me and Krista. It's like, hey, we want to study at the Verge study room. And I was, of course, down for it. And I was surprised Krista was also down for it. And I have to say, I didn't get much work done, but it was mostly waiting for me. So I did get work done. I don't know if you guys got work done because of me, but we did have many study and dinner sessions together. And I hope we can do them again soon. But I don't think we will because we're almost done with school, but hopefully. And then during these study sessions, we decided to do the raccoon presentation together. And I remembered we did a practice and then we did the actual presentation for Sahana's birthday, and we invited Fatima, Miles, and Alice for the presentation. And, oh, and we loved so much for that. And I remember seeing the video and like the end product, and I was like, with all this animation, everything, it was insane. Did not expect this for this video, truthfully, and all the cuts. And yeah, I remember it at the end, like I sounded so confident, so smart, and everything I have to say, because you cut it all up. Don't expect that for this video. Then you came over one time for dinner at my place, and you met my friends from back home, the good friends from back home. And I remembered this was like a week or two after you met Anisha. And I know your situation with Anisha, and I thought like Sahana, I mean not Sahana, Victoria probably thinks my taste sucks in people, but I like that you had an open mind and you met Subiksha and Monica, and they're really sweet, but I really appreciated it. And it also proved back home that I did have close friends, which was nice. And then we did other things together. We went shopping at Ross and I tried on shorts, and I remembered everybody from back home saw that I tried on shorts, and I remembered Sathik being like, Victoria is a good what is it called? I can't remember the term. A good influence to sumo. And then we did I remember I came over and I had like I went to Krista's place and we watched the My Fat Greek Wedding, and we had got ice cream from Wawa's, and we also got the dino tattoos, temporary dino tattoos. And I remember it was like a last minute call from, what was her name? Sai Shri. Sai Shri and Priyanka called me last minute and they were like, we need this done, and like we need to rerun the data with the like some law changes. And I was doing that, and like you were busy doing the dino cute things, and I had no idea what you were doing. And then we also went to Disney Springs. That was the first time I went to Disney Springs. And we also went to the Japanese place and we stole the little sauce, the sauce plate for Krista. I wonder if she still has it. But ever since then, this is like the beginning of stealing small dishes from places. And then the next semester, after a while, we like started to plan things, but we never really pulled through. But the first thing we planned and pulled through was we had like the color food night, and I had orange, and Krista had blue, and you had green, which was pretty fun. And I bought that the food had to be orange, but it was actually the cover had to be orange. So if we do it next time, we'll do it right. We did that, and I remembered I also crashed my car that same day, but it was a lot of fun. And then we celebrated Valentine's Day together. And I remember everybody got something for everyone. I like got chocolates and like flowers, and you also got me chocolates, and Crystal also got me chocolates. And we went to Bento's for dinner that day. yeah, I don't think we'll ever do that again, but hopefully one day we'll three go out for Valentine's Day. That's Valentine's Day I had. And then you came over for a party, and then we went to a house party, and this was like the first time I saw you after a long time drinking with other people, and it was quite fun, and we talked so much, and I remember nothing from that night. But I remember we had long conversations about something. And then you came, and then me and Krista decided to invite you for dessert. And we tried to surprise you. And we were like, Victoria, you want to come over for dessert? And you're like, okay. And like, we definitely knew that you came for, you definitely knew it was for your birthday. And we tried to act as if we didn't know. I didn't wish you a happy birthday early enough that day because I didn't want you to spoil this. I didn't want to spoil this product. You pulled through and you came and you acted surprised. And I'm glad. And I remember I wrote the card, but I wasn't satisfied with it. So I redid it, just like how I redid this video like 10 times. I have to admit that when I was perfectly going, you actually called me. Well, kind of called me because you need to log into UCF and then I need to do verification. So I had to redo the entire video. But yeah. And then we went for downtown. We went to downtown. I think this was the first time we went downtown. Not even, and this is not, I don't think it was the first time I went downtown. And we went to like different bars and we went to Mathers. We got your top and we also stole a shot glass from different places. And you also got a candle from that other place. And you went on stage and you're like, I deserve that candle. And you got it. And we also put on green for St. Patrick's Day. And then we went to IHOP and ate pancakes together. But yeah. And I remember while trying to find the lift, you were singing in Russian Christmas carols. But yeah, we it was quite the night. And then you invited me, like a weekend later, you came over and you invited me to go to church for the first time. And I remembered it was very weird. And you also came to the temple for the first time and we had Indian food, like authentic Indian food, not food made by me, an American. You had like proper Indian South Indian food, which was great. And you loved it. And you agreed with me that it wasn't spicy enough or it was. I was so proud of you then. Thank you. And then remember Tahana broke up with Alex because he's just not it. And Sahana was like, we're gonna have whatever happens in Orlando stays in Orlando. She came over, we went to shots, and we had a crazy night that night. And you married Sahana that weekend. We also went to Sushi Pop, and we also I have to say it was quite the night. And you also came over and we stayed a whole day. And I remember you ran away and I was like, where did Victoria go? I was freaking out. And I remember your brother called me and I didn't know what to say because he texted me in Russian. But yeah, it was quite the night. And I thought you ran away. And then I saw the letter and I was like, thanks. But I still have the receipts. I also have your marriage certification and divorce certification. So you have to be friends with me to have that certification. I'll get it to you one day. And then you came to my office hours and I remembered you and Sophia was playing Baby Shark. And then we went for bentos for dinner afterwards. But we became finally. And then we had multiple drinking wine nights. And I remember we played Overcooked, and you used to get so mad at me because I would always set the kitchen on fire, or overcook the rice and then start a fire. And I never knew where the fire exhaust was. And took a lot of planning. I couldn't do it. So, but we did it. And I hope we play again soon with that. And then you came over for my birthday. And I remembered I didn't tell anyone it was my birthday. You came in and you're like, happy birthday. And everyone's like, well, what is your birthday? But I'm glad you came and you met all my friends. You were talking to everyone. And yeah. And then you also came again for when Alice was leaving to China, and then when she goes to China, she was going to move to Atlanta directly. So when you came over for pizza, we went to Happy Lemon for boba, and wasn't that great? We played Jenga, and you wanted me to lose so bad, but I didn't lose every round. I lost all the rounds except for the last one, so did it. But yeah, and then we celebrated. And then we celebrated Krista's and Sydney's birthdays and went to we went to Goji Korean Hot Pot, and then we went to downtown and we went to what else did we do? Oh, I also dropped you off at home for the first time. And I remembered we also matched, we got both of our dresses from Goodwill. We had shoes from Ross. And then we also matched in blue. And we also got headbands that were also blue. And I remember people thought it was our birthday, but it wasn't. And yeah, it was a great night, I have to say. And we did so many more exciting things together. We had Indian food at Krista's place, and I broke the wine, not broke the wine glass, but I dropped wine. And then we went to Hungry Cab, and we went to Donut King, and we went to that witch place, and I sat through Monty's class with you. I don't know why, but we did it. And yeah, and I hope that we will do more exciting things together, such as going to Fort Lauderdale. And hopefully, not hopefully, I will come in May and I will take your graduation pictures in Orlando in May. And we'll do more exciting things together. But overall, happy birthday, Victoria. I hope to see you soon. Hope you like the presentation. Bye. Can't find stuff.